Let me ask you something honest. When was the last time you woke up on a Monday morning and felt genuinely excited? Not just, okay, not just fine, but truly, deeply excited to go to work. If you had to think about that for more than 3 seconds, this video is for you, because here is the cruel irony that no one talks about at the corporate dinner table. You worked hard. You studied, you climbed, and somewhere along the way, you hit 6 figures, maybe $90,000, maybe $110,000, maybe exactly $120,000 a year, and on paper, that looks like success. But behind closed doors, behind the Slack notifications and the Sunday anxiety, something feels deeply, profoundly off. You are tired, not just physically, spiritually tired. The kind of tired that a weekend cannot fix. And yet, you stay, because the salary is too good to walk away from, because the health insurance, the 401k match, the title on your LinkedIn. All of it creates this invisible cage, a cage with very comfortable bars. That is what we call the golden handcuffs. And today, I am going to show you exactly why that $120,000 salary may be the most expensive trap you have ever walked into. And more importantly, the precise financial blueprint to walk out. Stay with me, because what I share in the next 15 minutes could completely reframe how you see your money, your time, and your freedom. Why does this trap exist? Let's go back to the beginning. The promise was simple: study hard, get a good job, earn a good salary, and life will be good. And for a generation, that formula kind of worked. But we are now living in what economists and burnout researchers are calling the burnout economy. A system where productivity is worshipped, rest is monetized, and your value as a human being is measured almost entirely by your output. And the higher your salary climbs, the deeper the trap gets. Here is why. When you earn $50,000 a year, leaving feels possible. Your lifestyle hasn't expanded too far. Your expenses are manageable. The leap feels scary, but doable. But at $120,000, everything shifts. Your apartment upgraded, your car upgraded. Your wardrobe, your vacations, your restaurant choices, all quietly expanded to match your income. This is what behavioral economists call lifestyle inflation. And it is the silent assassin of financial freedom. Now here is the number that will make this real. The average American earning $120,000 a year takes home approximately $7,200 per month after federal taxes, state taxes, and standard deductions. That sounds like a lot, and it is. But let's look at where it actually goes. Average rent or mortgage in a mid to high cost city, $2,400. Car payment, insurance, and gas, $900. Food, groceries, dining, $800. Student loan payments, $500. Subscriptions, phone, internet. Miscellaneous, $400. Retirement contributions, if they're disciplined, maybe $600. That leaves approximately $1,600 per month. For a person earning 6 figures, that is the golden handcuffs in action, a high income, with almost zero financial freedom, because freedom is not about what you earn. Freedom is about the gap between what you earn and what you need. And for most high earners, that gap is shockingly, almost dangerously, small. So the question becomes, how do you widen that gap? How do you turn a salary that feels like a trap into a launchpad? That is exactly what we are going to build, right now. Now, in just a moment, I am going to walk you through the exact 3-phase financial blueprint. And I'll share the one investment category that most $120K earners completely overlook. It is the reason some people escape in 3 years, and others are still at that same desk at 55. Stay with me. The 3-phase exit blueprint. Phase 1, the financial audit. Know your real number before you can escape. You need to know exactly what you are escaping from. Most people have a vague sense of their finances. They know their salary, they know their rent. But they have never sat down and calculated what I call their freedom number. Your freedom number is the monthly passive income required to cover your essential lifestyle expenses. Not your inflated current lifestyle, your essential one. Here is how to calculate it. Take a blank page or open a spreadsheet and list every expense that is truly non-negotiable. Rent or mortgage, food, utilities, basic transportation, health insurance, that's it. No subscriptions, no dining out, no vacations yet. For most professionals I speak with, this number lands between $3,000 and $4,500 per month. That is your target. That is the number your passive income must reach before the handcuffs can legally be removed. Write that number down, because every financial decision from this point forward is measured against it. Now, Phase 1 also requires a hard look at your debt architecture, because debt is not just a financial burden, it is a psychological one. It keeps you tethered. It makes leaving feel impossible. Prioritize eliminating high-interest consumer debt first, anything above 8% interest rate. Credit cards, personal loans, high-rate auto loans. These are wealth destroyers disguised as convenience. Student loans are different. If your rate is below 5%, they can coexist with your investment strategy, but if they are above 6%, treat them like a financial emergency. The goal of Phase 1, maximum clarity, minimum debt drag. Phase 2, the leverage stack, building your first income layer. Here is where most people make a critical mistake. They try to save their way to freedom. And saving is important, but saving alone is not a strategy. Saving is just delayed spending. True freedom comes from building income-generating assets, things that pay you, whether you show up or not. Let me introduce you to the concept of the leverage stack. This is a deliberate, layered approach to building passive income streams, each one small at first, but compounding powerfully over time. Layer 1, Index Fund Portfolio. If you are earning $120K and not aggressively investing in broad market index funds, you are leaving compounding on the table. Here is the math. If you redirect just $1,500 per month, that is about 21% of your take-home pay, into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund averaging a 7% annual return. In 10 years, you have approximately $260,000. In 15 years, $470,000. At a conservative 4% withdrawal rate, that $470,000 generates $18,800 per year, or about $1,566 per month in passive income. That is nearly half your freedom number. From one layer alone. Layer 2, dividend income. Alongside growth investing, begin allocating a portion, roughly 20% of your portfolio, to high-quality dividend-paying stocks or ETFs. Funds like SCHD, VYM, or sector-specific dividend ETFs. A mature dividend portfolio of $150,000 at a 3.5% yield generates approximately $5,250 per year, or $437 per month, paid to you quarterly. Without selling a single share. Small, yes, at first, but this is a seed, not a harvest. Layer 3, digital or intellectual assets. This is the layer most corporate professionals completely ignore, and it is often the fastest bridge to freedom. If you have a professional skill, financial analysis, project management, technical writing, data strategy, HR consulting, that skill has market value outside your employer. A well-structured digital course, a consulting retainer, or a monetized content platform can generate $1,000 to $5,000 per month within 12 to 24 months, with the right positioning. This is not about working more. This is about working differently, packaging what you already know and letting it earn for you while you sleep. The combination of these 3 layers, index funds, dividends, and a digital income stream, creates what I call your passive income trifecta. And when this trifecta reaches your freedom number, that is when the handcuffs come off. We are about to get to the most important piece of this entire blueprint, the psychological reframe that makes all of this actually executable. Because I have seen people with perfect financial plans still stay stuck, and it comes down to one mindset shift. I'll share it in just a moment. Phase 3, the exit architecture, designing your actual escape. This is where strategy meets execution. Most people think of leaving their job as a single dramatic moment, a resignation letter, a farewell email, a clean break, but the most effective corporate exits are not dramatic. They are quiet. Deliberate, engineered. Here is your 3-stage exit timeline. Stage 1, the foundation stay, months 1-12. This is about building the financial runway. Your goal here is to accumulate a 12-month emergency fund separate from your investments, not 3 months, not 6 months, 12, because when you eventually leave, unexpected costs will appear. Medical, tax, business setup, buffer for slow months. At $120K, saving aggressively, this is achievable within 12 to 18 months if you treat it with the seriousness it deserves. Simultaneously, use this stage to quietly begin building your digital income stream or freelance presence. Nothing public yet, just building. Stage 2, the validation stage, months 12-24. By month 12, your passive income trifecta should be showing early results, dividends hitting, index funds compounding. Your side income possibly reaching $500 to $1,500 per month. This stage is about validation. Can your alternative income survive a bad month? Can you find clients or customers without your employer's name behind you? This is also when you begin a quiet negotiation with your own psychology. The fear of leaving is never really about money. It is about identity. When your title disappears, who are you? Start answering that question now, while you still have the safety net of the paycheck. Stage 3, the pivot, months 24-36. By month 24 to 36. A professional with discipline, and this strategy should be looking at a monthly passive and semi-passive income approaching $2,500 to $4,000. Not yet at full freedom number, but close enough to make the pivot feel rational, not reckless. This is when you renegotiate. Maybe you go part-time. Maybe you negotiate a remote arrangement that frees your geography. Maybe you simply resign with a financial runway long enough to breathe. The goal is never to jump into the unknown. The goal is to build a bridge long enough that the leap feels almost obvious. I want to leave you with something before we close. A truth about wealth that most financial videos never say out loud. It is the reason some people reach financial freedom and feel empty, and others reach it and feel completely alive. Give me 2 more minutes. The philosophy of real wealth here is the truth that the spreadsheets cannot capture. Money is not the point. I know, coming from a finance channel, that sounds almost contradictory. But stay with me. The point of building a $470,000 portfolio. The point of dividend income hitting your account on a Tuesday morning while you are still in bed. The point of all of this disciplined, intentional financial architecture is time. Specifically, the time to think clearly, to be present with the people you love, to pursue work that actually means something to you, to wake up on a Monday morning and feel something other than dread. That is what we are really building here. And here is what I want you to understand about the Golden Handcuffs. They are not your employer's fault. They are not the economy's fault. They are built, piece by piece, by every lifestyle upgrade you approved, every subscription you didn't cancel, every raise you spent before you saved it, which means they can also be removed, piece by piece, by intentional choices made consistently over time. You do not need to burn everything down. You do not need to quit tomorrow. You do not need to live on rice and beans in a studio apartment to achieve financial freedom. You need a plan, patience, and the quiet, unshakable belief that your time is worth more than any salary. Because here is what wealthy people understand that merely rich people do not. Net worth is a number. Freedom is a feeling, and no amount of money is worth anything if you are too exhausted to enjoy it. So here is your homework before the next video. Calculate your freedom number tonight. Open a spreadsheet. List only your essential expenses. Write that number down. Put it somewhere you will see it every morning. Because once you know what you are building toward, everything else becomes a little more bearable, a little more purposeful. The handcuffs were never permanent. They were always optional. And now, you know how to remove them. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this resonated, share it with one person in your life who is earning well, but living exhausted. They need to hear this. Subscribe to Beatrice Finance for more calm, sophisticated, and deeply practical wealth strategy. And I will see you in the next escape.